Hello, this is the Captain Paxo, and this is my Varus build at soul level 60, so it's kind of an archer build, and a dexterity. There are my stats. Quite a few points into vigor, no points into vitality, because vitality is worthless, and 30 points into dexterity. I'm using the Carthus milk ring, that's the one, so my dexterity has got 3 more. I'm also using the Leo ring, and arrows do, well, it says arrows do thrusting damage, so I'm assuming that they benefit from the Leo ring, because the Leo ring only benefits thrusting attacks. I'm not 100% sure on that. I'm just using it because that's how it worked in Dark Souls 1, and I'm assuming that's how it'll work in this game because, arrows are thrusting attacks. And I'm also using the Lothric Knight Longsword because that has thrusting attacks that I don't really use too much, because the horizontal attacks of a straight sword are just far more useful. But this is pretty much my strategy against a lot of opponents. I just roll through the enemy's attacks and I give them a quick shot. And I'm just going to continue to do this until my opponent dies. This guy pulls out an offhand rapier to try and roll catch me. Works quite well, and he manages to land a couple of hits, but because I have 35 vigor, it's not the end of the world, and well, he just gave up, throwing, I think, I can't hear it, so I don't know which carving that was. I think it was the very good carving. I'll have to double check that. And that blue sentinel's probably AFK, or Dark Moon, because it takes forever to get summoned as a Dark Moon. And this is the same guy again, so he knows my tactic, I know his tactic. I try and parry that. I'm not sure if they made that attack unparryable. Now that he's one-handing, I know it's parryable. But I took 2 hits, and I can probably only take 2 more hits, so I've got to be pretty cautious. I'm still using the buckler as my main shield, and then I have a round shield as my... Ooh, how did that hit me? Some weird angling going on there. But my second shield is a weapon art shield, so I can kind of pull that out and hopefully surprise some people, although I haven't had too much success with that recently. So we're about down to similar percentage of health. I two-hand my weapon because I kind of want to do a weapon art. I manage it, and I actually land a hit with that. You don't often land hits with the straight sword weapon art because, well, it puts you forward quite a long way, and it's quite easy to avoid it. If they move slightly to your left, they'll completely avoid all damage. But I'm now in Irithyll because despite my efforts at invading, I'm just not having that much fun with invading, even though that's what I like to do. So I've gone to Irithyll instead to see if I can have any fun whatsoever. And this guy's shown he likes to roll attack, rolling towards me with intent. And that first rolling attack was a partial, well, it was dead angle, so that didn't hit. But he's going to do it again. There's the running attack. I thought he was going to spam that, but as soon as he rolled towards me, I knew he's going to do it. He's done it twice. He didn't learn from his first rolling attack that I punished, so he's going to do it again. Oh well. That's just a case of you need to mix up your rolling attacks. You can't just do a rolling attack because they're really easy to parry. They just are. So this guy is using a heavy weapon, so I immediately think, right, I'm going to try and avoid his attacks and counter with a shot, but unfortunately, well, it works once or twice, but it doesn't work 100% of the time because, you can roll away pretty quickly after an attack, and the roll has so many iframes. I try and stagger him there, but I think his hyper armor was in effect there, so I now know that I can't really stagger him out of a running attack, so instead I kind of just... Do I give up on the whole bow strat? I roll through that. I miss because I was too close to him, which I don't know how that happened. Now we're just sort of trying to... Well, I think he's trying to go for these attacks, but with heavy weapons like that, you can just roll through all of their attacks. I think I mentioned that in my Is Heavy Armor Really Worth It? Like, I got hit there because I was greedy and I thought I could get away with attacking when I really didn't. But that's the only reason why I got hit, is because, yeah, I thought I could get away with something that I couldn't. Saw that coming for quite a ways away. Parry that. When you, what's the word? When you telegraph a running attack, it's really quite easy to parry it, because you know what your opponent's going to do. They're running around in a circle, they charge towards you, and then they start that running attack, and that running attack's probably the easiest running attack in the game to parry, because it's got such a long wind-up. This is actually the start of a different PvP session, of which I found quite a few cosplayers. There's obviously this Leonhardt, yeah, Ringfinger Leonhardt cosplay here. The next fight is an Artorias cosplay, and I saw someone cosplaying as Lautrec, but I couldn't manage to summon him in because, you know, internet and all that. And my character's effectively a Faris cosplay. If I was, you know, using the weapons, I've got the armor, and I could use the weapons, but I'm just choosing not to because I prefer this setup. Look at him! He used that weapon art, which that weapon did get buffed, but I still think it's pretty bad, because it's not... The weapon art isn't bad because it doesn't do, like, any damage. It's bad because it never hits anything. It's so easy to avoid, and you can't actually angle it up or down, because I've tried, and it doesn't work. Of course you can, like, do free aim and try and predict where they're going, but you can still just roll through it, because it doesn't explode like the Moonlight Greatsword. In fact, I'm not even sure if the Moonlight Greatsword has an explosion radius like it used to. He's gonna try it again. Can't hit me, because it's not a good weapon art. So, you know, thankfully that weapon did get buffed, but it wasn't a major buff. You know, it was a buff to the damage, but the weapon art still kind of sucks. But now I'm on pretty low health. He's on fairly low health. I'm dodging, trying to finish him off with my counter arrows, but now I've just swapped to my straight sword. He's trying to hit me with, I think that's... I'm not sure what that is. Is that a straight sword? No, it's a mail breaker. But it's doing pitiful damage. He would have won this if he kept... Oh, spoiler alert. But, you know, whatever. He would have won this if he had used the Crescent Sword. Like, right here, he would have won. But because he's using the shitty mail breaker, I'm able to get one shot there, and then I'll finish it off here in a second. It's like, if you're gonna use those, what are they, Farron darts, at least use the heavy ones, you know? I would have died if he had used the heavy ones, because they would have done a little bit more damage. But, oh well, I'm not sure if Leonhardt does use the heavy ones. I'm not even sure if he uses a mail breaker. I don't know, but this is a true Artorias cosplay here. Get a nice outrange poke. I think that might have been a Leo counter. Eat that one, which was pretty bad timing on my part, but now I know what he's going to do, so I dodge straight through it. End up on a bit of an awkward angle, go for a heavy attack that I probably shouldn't have, and I completely miss him. Bit of footsies, I roll through that, and, well, he rolls away, because iframes. He delays his attack there, so he doesn't do a rolling attack, he just does a standard R1. I know that weapon art, and I know to delay my roll so I don't get pancaked, so that's not going to hit me. And it's got massive recovery as well, so I can get a quick hit in when he tries it. So if he tries it again, I should go for 2 R1s, like now, except I went for a rolling attack, so... You know, I'm too eager on these rolling attacks, because, like... Of course, in Dark Souls 1, it's much harder to parry just everything, you know? So, I'm way too flippant with them. I think that's the right word. So I need to back off on the usage of them. But now I think he's going for the backstab. I hit him with a weapon art, I think. Was that a hit? Well, it was definitely... It was a trade at the worst. No, at the best, sorry. And it was just 3 damage for him at the worst. But now he's two-handing. But I think this is pretty much all... Yep. That'll do it. That hyper armor. So, thank you very much for watching, and I'll catch you next time.